A very good afternoon to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC News Break. Barbadians can look forward to an exciting year as celebrations to mark the 50th year of political independence from Britain get underway in just over a week. Prime Minister Frendo Stewart, however, will not be on the island for the upcoming Independence Parade. That's because, as chairman of CARICOM, he has to attend two high-level meetings of the Commonwealth and COP21, also known as the 2015 Paris Climate Conference. The Prime Minister says 50 years is not only a remarkable milestone, but an achievement of which Barbados can feel proud. He called on Barbadians during their time of reflection to ask themselves three questions.
What are those features of Barbadian life that we have lost and that we need to reclaim? Two, what are those features of Barbadian life that we have not lost but that we need to discard? And three, what are those features of Barbadian life that we have to try at all costs to retain?
A competition was launched to find a logo for the 50th anniversary celebrations. The winning logo, unveiled during yesterday's press conference, was designed by graphic designer John Mears. Prime Minister Stewart says the National Independence Committee, set up to coordinate activities for the 50th anniversary, has been hard at work.
That committee has been meeting. It has pulled together a wide range of interests because we want this to be an inclusive year of celebrations for the people of Barbados. The committee, the coordinating committee, is composed of all representative interest groups in the society with a view to ensuring that we get as inclusive a celebration as possible.
Well, Chair of the committee, Senator Maxine McLean, says an official launch for the celebrations is scheduled for January.
There will be an official launch of the events on the 6th of January, and therefore that would present the full slate of activities. But what I can tell you is that we have a list of subcommittees which would give you, by identifying those subcommittees, a broad classification of the areas of activity. We have a cultural heritage and exhibitions, publications. There is an education subcommittee. We will have a memorabilia, communications and promotion subcommittee, a fundraising and sponsorship, events, ceremonials, security and other logistics, religious events. So in essence, in looking at those subcommittees, you can see the range of programs.
Senator McLean adds there will also be special honors along with activities embracing the diaspora. The Barbados-based Regional Security Systems efforts to tackle serious organized crime and corruption have been boosted with the establishment of an asset recovery unit. The UK's development agency, the Department for International Development, has committed £2.4 million as part of its £17 million anti-corruption programme for the region. A memorandum of understanding setting out the agreement between the RSS and DFID was signed yesterday by Executive Director of the RSS, Grantley Watson, and Colleen Wainwright, head of DFID Caribbean. Mr. Watson says the region is negatively impacted by violence arising from drug trafficking, and the unit will help countries confiscate criminals' assets, reducing their influence and power. Ms. Wainwright said the UK recognizes the importance of security and the rule of law in helping countries of the region to develop. The Asset Recovery Unit opens on December 1st. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and International Transport, Senator Irene Sandiford Garner, says authorities want to see a new property established every year until 2019. Senator Sandiford Garner says this is the goal of the sector over the next 4 years, and it comes as the island has recorded some of its best figures in more than 5 years. Senator Sandiford Garner says tourism officials will continue working to attract some of the big branded hotels to Barbados. She was speaking during debate in the Senate on the $170 million loan from the Exim Bank of China for the restoration of Sam Lord's Castle.
The research has shown that we need the brands because the brands then attract a diverse market of customers. The younger ones will stay at the Action hotels, just as cruises. Young people do not take the silver line cruises. Young people like Carnival cruises. They are not attracted to the type of cruises that we in our age bracket would wish to be on. And so therefore the hotel sector is the same thing. The different brands attract different market segments. And then the brands have a proven method of operation and product merchandising. They have the funds and they have the market reach. Therefore, you can't really go wrong when you look to attract the brands.
Well, Deputy President of the Senate, the Very Reverend Dean Harold Critchlow, is pleased that Sam Lord's Castle is being restored. Dean Critchlow says the castle is an important part of the island's heritage that should never be lost.
I've met tourists in other countries who have stayed at the castle and who spoke very, very highly of Barbados as a result. And the last occasion on which this happened was when I was in Ireland, and there was a lady there who, she was from the Justice Department, and she spoke very highly of her stay at the castle and how much she enjoyed Barbados.
Grave concern from an independent senator who says some establishments in the tourism sector are not providing adequate transportation for workers. Sir Roy Trotman, who is the former General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, says some workers are left to fend for themselves, sometimes very late at night. Sir Roy was also speaking on debate on the $170 million U.S. loan.
The stories are becoming graver and graver of persons who are being preyed upon by persons who could do better, who know better, and should know better. And that there are several instances of people either on their way home late at night from work or on their way to work early on mornings find themselves being subject to choke and rob. Some to worse. It's a problem that we find ourselves being seriously confronted with.
The 65-year-old St. James woman, who along with her husband were involved in a two-vehicle accident last Thursday along the junction of Spring Garden Highway and Brighton Road, has died. The couple, Marion and William Finn of Sunset Crest, had been hospitalized at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital since the accident. Police say Marion Finn died on Wednesday. The other vehicle involved in that accident was a van driven by Damien Riley of Haines Hill in St. Michael. The international media does not always portray the Muslim religion in the correct way, and as a result, President of the Barbados Muslim Association, Dr. Abdul Mohammed, says people do not understand the religion. He maintains that the Muslim faith is a peaceful one.
It's so peaceful that even if war is justified, and that's usually a circumstance of personal threat or threat of personal life, property. The rules of war, even, I mean, you should not kill the innocent, you should not kill children, you should not kill sick, you should not destroy buildings, you should not destroy churches, you should not destroy, kill priests, monks, and these are actually set out in rules of combat. Don't destroy temples or church, don't disfigure the dead, don't destroy buildings, don't kill animals except for food. Do not harm those who surrender, treat prisoners, kindly feed them, look after them. Don't kill those who run away. Don't enforce Islam. That's one of the rules of engagement.
Dr. Mohammed tells CBC News that though Barbadian Muslims do not face any major issues, there's still curious questions. Asking
about faith, what's been happening, our views and so on, but nothing to create any sort of discomfort among the community locally. It changes obviously when you travel, because once you're traveling, you go to airports and you will have profiling and a few other issues that Muslims experience. But we've learned to accommodate and compensate, but it is a bit of a burden when you travel and go overseas. There's definitely some profiling and persons looking at you with some sort of suspicion.
Well, time for a break now, but when we come back, news from the region and further afield. Stay with us.
Community Files.
The Ministry of Education will host a series of town hall meetings